Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Command Combat Battle Reports. We're at Game Empire today, land of 1,000 games, where we do a lot of the different events you see on this show. Today we're going to try out a game that's new to the program and to me. It's the latest edition of Warhammer 40K, the one that just came out. The table is all set up and we'll be watching Goth Orks versus Black Templars. This is the Goth Ork army. It's important to note that they are not vampires. Goth is completely different. They're the ones you see at Village Inn wearing white makeup and reciting bad poetry. They'll be played today by Travis. Take it away, Trav.
Hey guys, it's Travis from Game Empire. Tonight I'm playing a 40K game against Brandon, one of my fine compatriots. We're playing Orks versus Black Templars. I will be running the Goff Orks. I've got a pretty balanced list. There's some killer cans, dreadnought, a couple of trucks with some boys. Got a mob of shooter boys, a big mob of slugger boys, got some looters, that kind of thing. It's a kill point mission. We're going to do something pretty simple. I'm going to just shove my orcs up the field as fast as I can. I got some looters in the building, trying to hold that, get some, hopefully get some early pot shots and kill some things. And slam into the heart of his army, see if I can kill enough stuff to not lose. So, should be good.
The other side is the Black Templars. They're like the Black Death, but uglier. They'll be played by Brandon.
Hi guys, my name is Brandon. I'm an employee at Game Empire, and I usually play 40K in War Machine. But today I'm going to be playing Black Templars for the first time, setting up against Trav, and we're going to see how it goes. Right now the mission is kill points. On the left side I deployed most of my fast assault troops to try to take out his looters. On the right side I deployed the Predator and another unit of 15 guys with the Emperor's Champion to try to hold that flank against his mob of Killicans and Death Dread. So we'll see how it goes, but right now the plan is to sweep from the left side on the flank and hope to just hold on the right while I try to pick as many kill points as possible before having to engage his better units.
So the players are ready, the pieces are placed, and we're ready to play. The Orks will have the first turn. Luda Orks are taking position in the building to protect the right flank. On the left flank, the armored mechs are ambling forward, protected by the force field in the truck. And the infantry in the center rushes forward, as Orks are wont to do. The Orks in the truck step on the gas and rush forward right into the Templars' faces. On the fire phase, the looters in the building take some snapshots, even some of them with heavy weapons, which are now allowed to fire a snapshot in 6th edition. They killed one of the Templars, which just made them angry, and they rush forward a whole extra inch. So those Ork boys better watch out. The first turn is ended with very few casualties. Now for the Templars' first turn. They drop one of their pods from reserve right into the rear of the Ork advance. The pod opens up and a dreadnought comes out. The rest of the Templars advance on their targets and firing begins. The dreadnought only does superficial damage to the Death Dread. The infantry rushes the truck and assaults it, doing a little bit of damage to it. That's when the tank turns its turret and fires with its blast cannon and heavy bolter. Both hit and blow it to smithereens. That kills a lot of Orks inside, but also kills some of the men who are assaulting it. The survivors stare each other down from each side of the newly created crater. On the other side of the field, meanwhile, the Templars fired into the building, doing no damage, not even from an explosive round which landed harmlessly outside the building. The Assault Marines continue forward nonetheless with their jetpacks, so by the end of turn 1, both sides are racing toward each other on either side. On turn 2 of the Orks, the survivors of the truck explosion rush forward backed by the Killicans. The Death Dread, meanwhile, turns to deal with the Dreadnought. The remaining truck goes to the corner where it can support either side. In the center, the Shooter boys are rushing up the middle, and they take aim at the Marines and the Marshal's men. Travis rolls a whole lot of dice. It results in one dead Marine and at least one dead Marshal man. The second Marshal's man saves, Saves again, and again, and again,
Pretty good at life.
and again,
Still good at life.
and again, and again. 7 times total! That man is going to get a medal when he gets home, or at least late a lot. Of course, hitting Templars only causes them to rush forward even faster, so the Marines and the Marshal's men continue forward. On the other side, the Def Dread charges into the Dreadnought, the Orks from the truck charge the Templar tank, and the Killicans charge the Templar infantry.
How many crack grenades are happening? All the crack grenades.
How many crack grenades? All the crack grenades.
All the crack grenades, all the crack grenades, all the crack grenades, all the crack grenades. Not to be outdone, the Shooter Boys charge in the center as well, taking 1 casualty in defensive fire.
Make base with everything.
The Orks on the tank roll extremely well, blowing it up without taking any casualties.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The Def Dread gets a claw into the Dreadnought, flipping it over and destroying it. And the charge in the center only creates a massive pileup for the moment. Back to the Black Templar turn. They charge into the Killicans, not usually an advisable thing to do, but these guys are fearless, so they assault them, rolling a lot of dice and hitting, but they're not able to get through the armor. The Killicans retaliate, and they show why they have the reputation. They take out 5 Templars.
Can I take lookouts?
In the center, the Marshal challenges the Orc boss to a duel, and the Orc boss cowardly hides in disgrace.
Get out.
The rest of the melee takes place, resulting in a bunch of Orc dead and a couple Black Templars. Once the fighting's done, the Orc Knob boss fiercely rejoins the fight. The Marines use their jetpacks to jump over the building and land behind the Orcs inside. One of them stumbles on the rubble and breaks his leg, taking him out of the action, and the rest assault the Orcs and take them out.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Back to the center, the Marshal challenges the cowardly boss Orc to a duel again, and this time he accepts.
This way you'll be able to. This way you'll only kill him and.
But he probably was wiser the first time because he takes a wound while the other Orcs fall all around him. In retaliation, he manages to take out 2 of the Marshal's men. On the Templar right flank, meanwhile, they manage to damage one of the Killicans, then destroy it while meanwhile not taking any damage themselves.
You did 3 results.
You haven't attacked yet.
This could still be anyone's fight here as we go into the Orc turn 3. They manage to get their reserve Slugga boys onto the table on the right flank, and on their left flank, the Def Dread rushes up and destroys the pod. The Orcs from the destroyed truck rush to join the fray with the Killicans, while the surviving truck turns to help the center. The war boss and his warband leap out of the truck and rush the Marines. They take out one with their fire, then assault.
For 4s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The Marines do a little damage, but are ultimately destroyed by the fierce Orc savages. The Def Dread then destroys the pod. Over on the Orc left, the combatants take equal casualties. And in the center, the shooters are all but wiped out in the melee. So looking at the overall map, the Templars are looking a lot worse off than they did last turn. But we'll see what they do on their turn 3. They managed to get their last reserve, which is their second pod. Brandon rolls for scatter, and it lands in the trees. Out of the pod comes the Governator! I mean, the Terminators! The melee in the center continues, finishing off the last of the Shooter boys, and the melee on the Templar right flank continues, with the Templars killing the Orcs. Then they kill one of the Killicans, leaving only one left that the champion is locked in combat with. Onto the Orc turn, the Orc knobs with their war boss move on the Marshal and his men.
That's true.
The truck races past the Killican combat, taking a position in the enemy deployment zone, which is a victory point in version 6. The Death Dread takes out the second pod, making him a pod killer. And the Templar champion remains locked in combat with the Killican. It's an epic battle, though it looks like the champion is picking the can's nose. Back to the Templars, their Terminators destroy the truck in their deployment zone, leaving the Orc in the crater. Meanwhile, the Marshal and his men bravely pull back from the knobs and the war boss. What's that? I'm being reminded that it's a tactical retreat. A tactical retreat. Nothing cowardly about it at all. The Death Dread heads over toward the fight on the left flank. The survivor of the truck pulls back, or tactically retreats, to hold on to the enemy territory for the point, while the knobs in the center rush forward with the war chief. They rush in with an assault.
There you go.
The charge doesn't go as well as the Orcs had hoped, as 2 of them are killed, including one of their heroes.
One, and I got 3 more.
The Black Templars might have this. Let's see what they do with their turn. The Marshal and his men, no longer tactically retreating, rush forward into the fray. They attack and do only a little bit of damage.
That guy.
The Orcs come back at them and, oh, they take out half. Then the other half. All that's left is the Marshal. Can he stand and fight? No, he fails his morale and runs like a little Templar lass. That's lass with an L, not... Oh, never mind. The Terminators rush the Orc by the crater and hit. The Orc will need to save 5 times to survive, which Travis intends to do. And he doesn't. The lone Orc dies. The Templar champion and the remaining Killican are still locked in their epic battle, neither able to kill the other. This would be a mighty battle to the death. But the game ends with the roll of a 2. This is the resulting battlefield after a fierce fight. The final score, Goth Orks 8, Black Templars 7. Players approach to congratulate each other, and oh, what a touching tribute. They break down in tears after the horrible slaughter. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
So the plan worked out on the left side, but the right side was the main problem. Having the Predator flipped really early meant that I had nothing to do against the Death Dread and their Killican squad, so I had to throw in my mob of boys into his Killican's claws. Kind of never a good idea, especially when the Emperor's Champion never killed the final one. But in the end, the game came down to a really close 8 to 7 on points. Having the right flank lose out to the Killicans and the Death Dread really hurt me in the beginning, and eventually I got slogged down into his Knob squad on the left flank, meaning that I would lose in close combat no matter what. And though it was my first time playing Black Templars, it was great to see how a space range codex actually works in this new edition, seeing like the new mechanics between both the Orc walkers and like the actual assault elements of grenades on walkers and other issues that we hadn't had before come up in game was pretty much what I got out of this. Always a pleasure to play against Trav, and hope to play against him next time.
Plan worked about like I expected. You can't put too much into an Orky plan, so they ran up the front. I got some lucky moves in the beginning, getting the long charge against the Predator and being able to flip that early and get that kill point. Ludas did about what I expected them to do given the way things were laid out. Overall, I think the Orcs did what they were supposed to do. It was a little bit closer than I was hoping near the end, winning by 1 point. It's always a little bit of a razor margin, and it could have gone either way. If the Emperor's Champion had never actually killed that last Killican, then we could have had a different game. But the can seemed to hold out, and the Emperor's Champion did not want to actually finish the job, so that's how it worked out. It was a great game, always a fun time. Brandon's a great opponent. He's always a challenge, even if he's running the list he's not very confident with. So ended up being a really great game, and I look forward to the next one.
Well, that was a great game. I wasn't familiar with Warhammer 40K, so it was particularly fun for me to watch. If you saw any mistakes with the commentary, feel free to leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe to us, and watch our blog at www.commandcombatreports.com. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming, everybody!